Hey, welcome back. This is Plato HD, Dr. RPH. Now, we're on the third chapter, 7 o'clock. And what do I got in my inventory here? I think this is the last thing I picked up. Okay, let me save first. Hold on. I'll save it here, sure. Oh, no, I'll save it here. There we go. So, I'm doing that real quick because I want to see something. I just made a promise not to tell someone, so
Ask you a couple more things, please.
just want to see what happens if I just go ahead and do that. Oh, can't. Doesn't even come up.
Have you seen one of these before?
Is it meant to be black like that?
I think so.
Yeah, nothing else to it. Yeah, that one little tip, like, blew this case wide open.
That's all for the moment, thank you.
Not a thing. Because I wouldn't have thought to look through the last episode. I was just wandering around doing whatever. Brandon's house. Who's Brandon? Sure, why not? I don't have anything new to show this guy, so I'm not gonna do that. That always throws me off. I think like at 9 p.m. is gonna be like an actual like threat in this alley. Nothing here. Okay. No reason to visit them.
Are you? Private eye?
No, I'm a police inspector.
Who are you looking for?
I'm investigating a death in the village.
That student then? They did one last year too. Same place.
Did what?
Drowned a student. Ask that psycho about it. He runs that business cult thing up at the big house. Bunch of nut jobs.
Hey, what was the student's name?
Liam. Something.
Okay, so it's been done before.
Reckless reputation precedes them. I think I might call the station. Find out a bit more about this Liam. Mike, it's Jenks. Yeah, the chief's putting on a case tonight, the Eaton girl. Oh, she was. Listen, are you near a computer? Do you know anything about a death last year? Someone called Liam in Eaton Village? Suicide? Don't know it. Thanks, Mike.
Okie doke. So I have things I can ask more people about now. Since I'm here, why not, right? Nope, not here. Sorry.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
The game puts you here anyway. May as well, right?
Did you know Liam?
Liam who?
Liam who died?
You mean Liam who killed himself?
Yeah.
He was in my year, on a different course.
What course was Liam on?
Can't remember, not mine.
What was yours?
Plant science. First time I knew about Liam was when he killed himself.
Right, so you didn't meet him. Be back later on, if that's okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought. Well, I guess I would think now, because that's how the game works, right?
There you go. Thank you. Smells nice. What is that?
Chili pork.
Oh, no idea you're a cook.
Oh, no, I used to. Used to be more into it. No, I don't do it so much. Used to grow my own herbs and everything.
But here,
No. At the farmhouse where I used to live.
where was that?
That's
A
what James
gas
lives.
stove,
Yeah, we used
wow.
to share a house together. The farmer used to let us use a corner of his greenhouse to grow stuff.
I didn't know you knew James that well.
Well, didn't really get on.
Where are the greenhouses?
But it's just through the farmyard at back.
Interesting. What do you know about Liam?
Liam?
Local lad. His wife.
Oh, that Liam. Yeah, I heard about it.
But you didn't know.
No, I know he went to college, but didn't really know him. It's sad though.
Thank you. Probably be back later. What do you know about a student called Liam who committed suicide last year?
Only that I didn't know really well.
Damn, that keeps happening. I'm not gonna
That's it for the time being. Thank you.
press into that too much.
Mind not defacing public property, please.
What's it to you?
Well, I'm a policeman.
And that's supposed to make what difference exactly?
It means that you do exactly what I tell you to do.
Yep.
Or what? Or you arrest me?
No, I'll give you a fine this time.
So, if I do something that you don't like, I have to give you some money. What happens if you do something that I don't like? You're going to give me some money?
Look, I do not have time to discuss it at the moment. Can you just go?
Pathetic.
A police officer in America would just put him down. Not like gun, I meant like physically onto the ground.
What a prize brat. But why would he carve that into a tree? Either he's a die-hard rock fan, or there's more to that symbol than meets the eye.
But yeah, like, again, this guy has like a time limit, right? So you have time to pick your battles. You want to do this and take him down to the ground, arrest him with no backup, with another passerby, or what's the word? Not pedestrian, not passenger. I forgot the word. But you have someone else there that could potentially get in on the fight, and you're now 2v1. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna Superman them. You're not gonna whip out a gun to subdue two people doing a minor infraction. Is the word? It's not infraction, but minor crime. you know, it's not worth it. So, so what? You just grin and bear it, which is what the guy did, and go on with your life. Now, I guess in my point of view, if he gets that close to an officer, you're at risk of getting hurt. You don't. I work in mental health. You don't let patients get that close to you. Yeah, I was not comfortable with that. I'm thinking too much into this, but that's just it, right? You don't if they're in your space already, you're already at risk of getting hurt. You're already you should have done something before that happens. Either you step away, if they follow you, then you know, hey, you took 2 steps back and they took 2 steps forward. They mean business. You react accordingly. I do not condone violence. This is not the point of the stream, by the way. But what I'm getting at is stay safe out there. Maintain your social distance to avoid fights. So if someone swings at you, you can at least see it coming. Always the right door first. You know, I do kind of want to go back and talk to the couple about that symbol. But I'll just try this for now.
Ryan!
Yes.
Detective Inspector Jenks, I'm conducting an investigation in the area. I'm asking you a few questions, alright?
That's illegal to just walk on in like that, but whatever.
Come in, Inspector.
Thank you.
But again, not my country, so can't say much. And, you know, movies.
Drink, Inspector.
I'd better not.
So you wanted to speak to me?
I believe that Kate Vine was a student at Atlas.
Kate Vine? Well, yes, she was. All of this has been thoroughly investigated, Inspector. It was suicide.
Well, we have reason to believe there may be rather more to it than that.
Really? Well, then, in that case, I'd be prepared to assist in any way possible.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Start from the top.
I believe the last time you saw Kate Vine was at the pub last Friday, then you came straight back with some of the students, is that right?
Yes, I like to have a glass of port or two after a long day, and benefits of being married to the landlady.
How did she seem that night?
The landlady?
Kate.
Oh, Kate. Well, she was her usual self, drunk.
That was usual.
It was for her, yes. I mean, it didn't impair her ability, though. She was a very bright star, lots of potential, very enthusiastic.
So she seemed to be enjoying the course.
As far as anybody could tell, yes.
When did you first meet her?
When she joined about 3 months ago.
And you hadn't met her before then?
No.
So you didn't suspect there was anything wrong?
Well, do you mean, did I expect her to drown herself? Of course I didn't expect her. It was quite a shock. Nobody expected that.
Have you seen this before?
Not that I recall.
You don't know whether Kate had lost this or not?
No, I've never seen it before, sorry.
Does Simon Thompson ride a bike, do you know?
I think so, yes. I think he drives as well, but I might be mistaken.
Have you tried Simon's homebrew?
Does he make homebrew? No, I haven't had the pleasure, sorry.
Just asking everything. Redundant? Yeah, maybe. But you know what?
Know what this is?
Yes, it's a freedom necklace.
I want a gift.
It's a symbol that we use on the course. It's supposed to represent freedom from the chains of your ancestry.
Have you ever bought one of these?
I haven't, but I've seen the students wearing them.
What do you know about the broken window at the back of the pub?
Oh, Rebecca told me about it. I don't know how it got smashed, though. I told her to tape over it. We can't have anybody cutting themselves. You have to be very health and safety conscious these days.
Okie doke.
Can you tell me about this?
Haven't seen that for a while. We had a friend who used to make them for us for the course. He passed away last year.
What does the symbol mean?
It's borrowed from paganism. It's the symbol of the triple goddess, the mother, maiden, and crone, represented by the waxing and waning of the moon. It's an ancient symbol. It predates Christianity. Some people say that it dates back to Paleolithic times.
And is that relevant to the course?
Well, no. I mean, it's a symbol we dabbled with, but it's not particularly relevant. We don't use it on the course, no.
We don't use it on the course.
Tell me about this.
It's the first one we ever had made. We had it designed by an agency after we'd spent weeks trying to find a name for this place.
Took you weeks.
Didn't like that, Inspector. I thought it was a rather grand name. Actually, if I'm being honest, I plucked it out of thin air one night in the George when I was having a few gin and tonics. Well, actually, somebody left a book and I stole it.
I'll ask about that in a second.
Have you seen one of these before?
I believe that looks like a scrying mirror to me.
You have seen one before.
Well, I used to have one myself, actually, along with lots of other bits and pieces of that nature. Silly things, you know.
Really?
Yes, when I was in my teenage years, I had quite an obsession with that kind of thing. I was a very somber child, not that you could tell, always playing fantasy games, reading books about that kind of malarkey, you know.
What sort of books did you read?
Malarkey!
Well, books on black magic, not the chocolates.
Okie dokie, this
witchcraft,
is...
satanic rituals, that kind of thing. I grew out of it, of course.
But you're not into that sort of thing now.
Of course I'm not. I mean, I don't need to believe in the supernatural, Inspector. The natural world is far more interesting.
So you have people who are into fantasy. I grew up like playing Final Fantasy, and a lot of SAT questions and terminology and things you should know by reading. I came across way earlier with video games and reading through that. So, like, are older games better? The games that were translated, they had American translators who were using words that you don't often see. So these fantasy games had a fantasy vocabulary, which was awesome. But I kind of draw the line at the satanic rituals. No. I mean, if you see my playthrough of Repo, I'm not exactly gung-ho about that sort of horror stuff and the supernatural and zombies. But yeah, let's see here. I got a story about zombies, but I'll tell that a little bit. Let's focus on this here. This is the guy, right? Liam.
What can you tell me about Liam?
Oh, Liam. You mean the boy who committed very unfortunate sin?
Did you know him?
Oh, yes, yes. Well, when I say know him, I met him in the pub. Seemed very happy sort of person. Well, I say he seemed happy. You can't, can he?
If I did this, would that mean anything to you?
It's a devil's sign, isn't it? Is that what you're getting at, Inspector?
This is not something you use on the
Of course
course.
it's not something we use on the course, Inspector. I don't even know what that could possibly mean exactly.
Do you know anything about an argument in the pub last Friday?
At what time?
I believe it wasn't long after the pub opened.
No. I usually leave for the manor house about 6. I start preparations around 6:30. I like to get a head start.
That's it. Okay. Isn't that like anarchy? That's what that's about. That's why he's using the rock. I thought so. I don't know. Granted, my knowledge is from the 90s. Secondhand knowledge, in fact. So, yeah. Unusually. So, someone said it's his, which he's saying it's not. Am I just not paying attention? Okay, where's the mask? Cardboard mask. Jewel Goddess. And Atlas. I thought Triple Goddess was the Atlas. Okay. Was it really the first thing for it then? We don't have proof of that. Appeared happy, enjoyed the course. Seemed happy, committed suicide. How can she seem happy? Hmm. I'm just gonna pause for a bit. Be right back. Okie doke. Why does he make him think he drives? Let me rephrase that. Why does he think Simon drives? That's a weird comment to just kind of toss out there. It isn't on the poster. Why is that even a thing then? It's a symbol on the course. The clock ticking is in the game, but I'm not really. Okay, those can't be. Okay, let's see here. Is there really anything here that could really, You told her to tape over it, but then you left. No, like, why would you... There's no but the argument in the pub. I think that sounds like the key to this. So how would you know about it if you weren't there? Because she was drunk even before the meeting, so there's that too. Last saw at the meeting, can't argue that right now. Is there anything here that would do it for that? I could make an argument for that. You know, let me get some more information.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Let's talk to this farmer guy real quick.
Ask about a few more things, please. If I did that, would it mean anything to you?
Yeah. It's a Satanism symbol. Satanists use it.
Have you ever seen anyone use it?
Lots of people. Politicians, presidents, CEOs.
Have you ever seen anyone local using it?
Not that I remember.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
He's probably still cooking, so.
Couple more questions, if that's okay. If I did this, would it mean anything to you?
No. Why?
It's okay. Thanks.
That's a lot of
Back later on, if that's okay.
a lot of energy for that question. I'll say that much.
If I did this, would that mean anything to you?
Who did you see doing that?
Someone in the woods, carving it into a tree.
That was Kyle. It's a guy from the course. He's an idiot.
And where does he live?
I can't remember. Somewhere outside the village. The three fingers thing is something the students started doing. It's something from the course. The three freedoms.
The what?
The three freedoms. It's from the course. It's a phrase. Free to be free. Free yourself from the things that are holding you back. Right. Things that stop you being successful.
What are they?
There's fear of failure, guilt, and doubting, self-doubt.
You believe that?
Yeah, guilt ruins lives. It stops you looking forward. It serves no practical purpose. It's basically
I
destructive.
will say this:
Right.
guilt does serve a purpose, but it is a
Free to be
luxury.
free. Not the most original slogan, but I wonder how far this freedom goes.
Okay.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you. Do you know the phrase "free to be free"?
Yeah. It's an Atlas thing. I first heard it when I went with Simon.
What did they say about it?
They said that you shouldn't feel guilty if you do something wrong. I don't agree with that.
No?
No. No, I think you should feel guilty if you do something wrong.
What did Simon think?
I don't know, but I don't think he agreed with that either.
So, again, not basing this off of any research or anything of that nature, but like if you feel pain, it's for a reason. Your body's telling you, "Hey, heads up, don't do that." Right? You feel guilty. If it's unexplained guilt or like unprovoked guilt, then you should probably look into it anyway, right? If you know,
Probably be back later.
if you know what's causing it, then just deal with the cause. But you're feeling these things for a reason. You're human. Do human things. You feel guilt, figure it out. Or just, wallow in it if you want to. But again, like, turning that off, no, it's not a healthy thing. Unless it's an emergency or something.
A few more questions, please. Can you tell me a bit about the phrase "free to be free"?
Free to be free, my favourite motto. Well, we teach our students that people, they suffer from excessive guilt, don't they? Excessive self-criticism, excessive doubt. Evils of excess, we call them. And we tell our students that if they rid themselves of these evils, then they're free to realise their full potential.
Who came up with all this?
I have a background in psychology.
Honestly?
Yeah, don't look so surprised, Inspector. There's an intellect lurking in here.
When did you come up with the phrase?
When we were based at the village hall. When I say we, I came up with the phrase. Dad's more the money man.
And very successful at it too, I hear.
Oh, he's successful. But he's not a creative man. Dad suffers from a lack of imagination.
Okie dokie, well then. Oh, that's what it is. Really? Okay, well then. Well. He didn't invent it, so, okay. Alright. I did this already, but just in case. Yeah, I think so. I didn't think that would work. So, that phrase and that is associated with that hand gesture, which he lied about. And to move forward, I have to bust this open. And the obvious methods are not really working, so let's keep looking. Okay, dokie, let's take a look here. Let's see here. Like, I want to combine these two things together to really talk about the scrying mirror that he knew about. Like, even I would just have to be careful saying that. I have to specify I have a background in psychiatric nursing and behavioral health. But psychology, because, like, are you talking about, like, therapy? Do you know the different types of therapy? Top of my head, I can recognize cognitive behavioral therapy and the rapid eye movement one. Eye desensitization. I forget what it is, like EDMR, I think it is. Exposure therapy. I should really play 6 Days in Fallujah after this. Anyway, back to this. I talked to the other people. I didn't talk to the...
Thank you. Probably be back later.
I did not talk to the barkeep.
I'll ask you a couple more things, please.
Okay, so the mask. And not that. I haven't asked about this either.
What do you know about Liam?
You mean Liam who took his life? He used to play in a band, Black Rock or something? No, Black Stone. Very gothic. I used to let them play in here sometimes at the weekends, they were quite good.
Did you know there was anything wrong? I mean, why he might have...
No, I didn't know him very well.
Small town, no one knows each other very well. Well...
If I did this, would that mean anything to you?
Why is it meant to mean something?
No, it's okay. Ever heard the phrase, free to be free?
Do you mean the Atlas thing? Yes, I have.
Know what it means?
It means being free of guilt.
What do you think about that?
You mean, do I think it's a bad thing?
Do you? I mean, surely if you have done something wrong.
Oh, that's the point, Inspector. Most people spend their time feeling guilty over nothing, and that's not a good thing.
It's understandable, but there's limits to that kind of thinking. Because if you don't have any limit to that, then you are a sociopath who is free to do whatever they want without thinking about other people. Yeah, don't do that. If in your personal life, yeah, sure, no, do what you want. But like, if you're dealing with other people, then no.
That's all for the moment. Thank you.
I have no issues with ambition, but like not at the risk of other people, right? And like in this game, right, those two people, they were drowned. Nothing here. This photorealism freaks me out. Okay, let me just get out of here. Watch it be some... Damn that thing. Okay. Nothing here, nothing here. Alright. I'll go back to the woods. Maybe run to Kyle again. Like, the fact that this scene right here exists means there's some significance to it. There should be something here. Okay, let's try this again.
We're just starting a session, do you mind?
I'm terribly sorry. I'll leave you in peace.
Oh. Well, that's where they are.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
So, did he command those two goons to get rid of the person? I would have kind of thought that would be worth looking into, but I guess it's just you're asking the question. Sorry, not asking the question, because of course that's what you do with questions. Your circular reasoning, is that the term? It's begging the question, that's the term. You're asking a question to get information is one thing. But if you're asking a question to kind of lead into other questions, like you're trying to get more information than what the question's worth, right? That leap in judgment is an example of that. Oh, right. Kate you didn't think Kate had any problems, but you saw that Liam seemed like a happy person too. So didn't you think there's something based on that? No, that's not cool. One, but two, it's not how you would interview someone. Well, for a psych interview, that is. Like, okay, I was working as a psych nurse for like, holy crap, over 11 years. And again, anyone with any kind of nursing experience would know open-ended questions, right? So this experience here is still kind of like unique to me. I mean, not really that unique if you play adventure games, but still, it's just like there's a logic that they want you to follow, and I guess they're trying to telegraph that knowledge, like, hey, here's the hint, but I am just not getting it. Everyone I could talk to, I have talked to already. I didn't talk to the farmer about this though. I don't suppose the farmer could give more information. He was not very helpful with the last few questions. maybe it's laziness coming forth now, but like I want to think that I have all the information I need to make a to bust this open, at least for this chapter anyway. Why is this even significant? With doing homebrew alcohol, moonshine, right? If the alcohol's too high, you can do a lot of damage to yourself, which is what probably was the case with Kate here. Is this significant or relevant in this particular interaction? Probably not. Bird and cage used as a symbol, but the other stuff isn't. Freedom. That was pretty darn close. I feel like that's... While based in Village Hall. Wouldn't the mask be at? Mm-mm. I keep going back to those like it's gonna do something. Three-month intensive training course offers you the chance to learn practical, effective, and highly sought-after real-world business skills. Easily the best business course ever taken. Atlas student Simon Lucas. Only thing limiting your future is your past. So guilt. Okay, so guilt's a thing even back then. And it's backed by the... What was the first poster for Atlas? I think he did invent the phrase in Village Hall, because that's what it is. Phrase about getting rid of guilt. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. So these are all... Okay, that checks out.
Be back later on.
I'm not even gonna. I'm doing the tips. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, that's a greenhouse at Abbey. Okay. All right. So I guess I do have to go there anyway.
Simon mentioned another greenhouse on the farm. Must be up the hill over there. I wonder if James knows this is here. What it is, it'll be interesting to see what he says about it. A few more questions, if you don't mind.
I would be shocked if this came up with like the what I'm missing.
Ever hear the phrase "free to be free"? Heard anyone use that?
Nah. What is it, a song?
No, I don't think so. Doesn't matter.
Figured as much, you know. He's not gonna tell me much, but now this.
Could you tell me what these are, please? I found them in the greenhouse.
Been snooping around on the farm, have we?
It's called investigating, James.
Yeah. It's just mint. Mint leaves. For cooking.
Yeah, I heard you were a bit of a budding chef.
Dabble a bit. Won a few competitions.
Very impressive. So you normally just leave packets of mint lying around?
Must have dropped it.
Like, if I thought you were using it for tea, not for cooking.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
Okie doke. We're doing this, huh? Okay, let's go to Simon.
A couple more questions, if that's okay. Know what these are?
No. Look a bit like sage leaves.
Haven't seen them before, though.
Not at all, no.
That's it for the time being, thank you. You know what these are, by any chance?
No. Sorry. I don't know anything about plants or things like that, but you should ask Rebecca. She used to live on a farm. She'd know.
That was the next person I was gonna
Thank
ask
you.
anyway.
Probably be back later. Do you know what these are?
Magic mint. Where did you find this?
Magic mint.
Salvia divinorum. I used to grow it years ago. It makes you trip.
In what way?
It's a hallucinogenic and legal. Quite a dangerous combination, really.
Do you use it?
Me? No. No, I don't even take medicines. I like to stay pure.
I didn't expect Rebecca to know about growing drugs. Now she claims not to use them herself. I'm not so sure. That's all for the moment. Thank you.
I mean, it's legal, so why would he lie about it?
Ask you a couple more things, please. Ever heard of Salvia divinorum, James?
What's that? Skin cream?
It's not a skin cream, no. It's a plant.
Really? Don't know much about plants.
So you've never heard of Salvia?
No.
So, your degree is in plant science, but you don't seem to know anything about plants.
Well, still got a lot to learn.
So you're still saying you've never heard of Salvia?
You'd say that.
So you have.
Maybe.
And you do grow it.
Yeah, it's legal, why not?
What do you do with it?
I use it for explorative purposes, meditation.
And does this involve anybody else?
Why?
Do you sell it or give it to anybody else? Sure.
Yeah, it's just for me, nobody else.
And that's the only drug you grow, is it?
Feel free to go and look if you want.
It's okay, I'll look later. The only drug he grows? Not sure I believe that, James. Then again, someone growing illegal drugs bother growing a legal one?
Good question, actually.
When you say herbal tea, do you mean salvia?
Probably.
So you traded salvia tea with Simon for his homebrew. So why did you say you didn't give salvia to anybody else? Did you give it to anybody else? How many people did you give it to? Did you give it to Kate?
No.
How about Liam?
It didn't have anything to do with him dying, if that's what you mean.
So you did give him salvia?
Yes, I gave him salvia because he asked for it. But that's not what killed him.
Well, he committed suicide, James, because of psychological issues that probably weren't helped by him trying hallucinogenic drugs.
Didn't commit suicide. You don't know anything about him. You don't know what happened.
Okay, so what happened then?
Do you even know about Third Eye?
Go on.
You don't know about Third Eye. You don't know about Third Eye. You know nothing about Liam's death. I mean, forget salvia.
Fine, Tell me then.
Third Eye was a cult. We had our very own psycho cult operating right here from our village hall. I got rid of them single-handed. I'm the one who got rid of Third Eye. Did they tell you that at the station?
Okay, start again. They were what?
You don't know anything, do you? Look. They were reeling in students, pretending to be some sort of happy life course, you know. We can make your life better sort of crap. Then they were putting everyone through this brainwashing program to make them compliant and selling them on. It's all there.
What do you mean, selling them on?
Selling them. Objects, commodities.
To who?
Anyone who could afford them. Top politicians, famous celebrities, wealthy businessmen, you name it.
What for?
You don't get it, do you? Third Eye were making and selling slaves. They were black market slave traders. They were wiping people's personalities using ECT, brainwashing, cocktails of hard drugs, deliberately turning them into perfect slaves. You know how much slaves are worth on the black market these days?
No.
Millions. And I'm talking per slave. That's why anyone who stood up to them and threatened to go public like Liam was just killed off. They didn't give a damn.
So you're saying Liam was murdered by Third Eye?
Exactly what I'm saying. So I started looking into it. They were all saying it was suicide, but there's no way.
So, did you ever actually meet Liam?
I found out about it.
And how did you find out about all this other stuff?
It's obvious, you can tell. I met some of the students. You could see straight away there was something wrong. They were like zombies. And I could tell when someone's got ECT damage or when they've been through mind conditioning. It's just obvious. The US military used all these techniques back in the 50s. It's all documented. You can read about it. They showed all the same signs.
So, did you ever actually go to a meeting?
No, but I knew what went on.
How?
From what people said who'd been through it.
Okay, so do you know anyone I could speak to who did go through it?
Look, it doesn't matter. Why did they close down if it wasn't true? They just closed down and disappeared overnight after I put all the flyers up. Bit of a coincidence.
But that was just after Liam died.
Yeah,
And do you think that had anything to do with it?
maybe, but it was the flyers that forced them to close.
Okay. Do you mind if I keep this?
Yeah, you investigate it. It will come out. Third Eye definitely killed Liam.
Well, that was a lot to take in. Does James really believe all this stuff? This is the first I've heard about Third Eye. Question is, what's their connection with Atlas, if there is one?
So, ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, used for people who, assuming you have a mental disorder or condition that's severe and you need hospitalization and are not responding to medications, it's like a last resort. So, some of the side effects, you can have there's some people who have like memory loss. It is effective, like very severe depression. Of course, I'd tell you to do TMS instead, transcranial magnetic stimulation. But yeah, people who are who have undergone ECT, it's a bit of a reset. Now, am I gonna go more into detail on this? No, I don't have the details on me. I don't feel comfortable speaking more about this without getting some evidence to back it up. I'm only speaking on like my experience, right? So, again, I have not seen ECT. I've talked to a few people who have undergone the procedure, and I know of some of the side effects. Back onto the story, though. Okay, Third Eye. So the mask is Third Eye. The cult shut down. The cult restarted as a business program, and there you go. That's what's happening, and that's what the mask is about. That's why the guy is, what's the word? Distancing himself from the mask. And holy crap. Alright, let me just say this. This, talking to James, made a difference. A little upset, but you know what? I can't be. It's progress. Talk to your farmers. Okie doke. So,
Be back later on, if that's okay.
oh, I'm not using the keyboard. I don't think I'm gonna get like a random game over or something. But just so I don't get like anything unusual.
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind. Have you seen this before?
Don't take any notice of that. James Wilson is a fantasist. He spends his time pretending to cast spells in the woods. He's not exactly a stable person. And I heard that he was involved with growing cannabis.
Really?
Don't quite me on that.
So you don't think there's any truth at all to this?
None at all.
I would want to talk to like ask the question directly, like, hey, what's the relation between this flyer and this mask that has the symbol of the third eye? But I'm not getting anywhere that way, so. Yeah.
Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
I don't really need to do that. I guess that's how he ended, but I still am curious what these two have to say about it.
Ask about a few more things, please. Ever heard of Salvia Divinorum?
Salvia Divinorum.
Magic Mint, same thing.
Oh, yeah, you mean the drug? Yeah, I've heard of it.
I've tried it.
Well, once or twice, yeah. But it's not really my sort of thing. It messes with your brain. I've never tried any other drugs either. Well, nothing like that. Nothing hallucinogenic.
Have you seen this?
Oh, is this the thing that James did? Yeah, I've heard of it.
What do you know about all this? A third eye, I think they call it?
I don't really know anything about it. I mean, I've heard about Liam's death, but all I know about Three Eyes or whatever is on this phone.
So you hadn't heard about third eye?
No, sorry.
Um.
Thank you. Probably be back later. Ever heard of Salvia Divinorum?
Yeah, I've heard of it. It's a drug, isn't it?
Yeah. Hallucinogenic drug. Have you tried it?
No. I've never taken any illegal substances.
Have you seen this?
Yeah. It was all over college last year. James made it. Idiot.
So you don't agree with what I'm saying?
No, I don't agree with anything James says. He's absolutely crazy. He thinks that the government has been controlled by aliens, that we're all bugged. He's nuts.
I'm not here to bust her on drug charges.
thank you. Probably be back later.
He was with Kate. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Okay.
all for the moment. Thank you.
So those are the 4 people here. Let's go straight there.
Couple more questions, if that's okay. Do you know what this is?
Looks like chopped tea bags to me. What is it?
I just thought you might know.
I don't know anything about plants, Inspector. What you should do is ask Rebecca. She knows far more about these things than I do. Messy things, growing things.
Have you ever heard of Salvia divinorum?
Yeah. What is it?
It's a hallucinogenic plant, a legal one, at least for the moment.
So
I know interesting drugs, Inspector.
sounds like a Harry Potter spell.
That's the only drug I need. As trite as that may sound.
Do you know any students who may have used hallucinogens?
No. My students aren't interested in that kind of thing. Besides, no one is allowed drugs or alcohol onto the site. I don't think anyone has ever brought drugs to Athens.
Do you have any medicines on site at all?
No, we're not allowed insurance purposes.
What do you know about this?
Not much.
So you've never seen this before? You don't know anything about third eye?
Well, I don't remember seeing it now.
You don't recognize any of the symbols on it?
No, sorry.
Will this end the thing? Probably.
Ryan, you've just told me all about the moon symbols on the mask. Then you're claiming you don't know anything about the symbols on the flyer. It's all the same thing.
Oh, actually, yes. Sorry, yes, yes, I do remember that.
So what did you know about third eye?
Oh, not much, really. Never came into contact with them.
That explanation was way too short. Ryan's definitely hiding something.
That really? Never came in contact, but his friend made it, and that's not enough. Okay, so let's look at the atlas. It's there. I mean, you know when they say like you kind of use up all your brain juice, your talents, you're kind of running on fumes, you're sandbagging. I think I hit that wall. I'm close to completing this, but I just don't have it in me to do it. I think I'm gonna end it here for today. I want to thank you all for watching. Tune in next time as we continue this chapter and go on to the next one. So, until then, stay well, and if you have any mental health questions, let me know. Bye.